There comes a moment in every person's life when the room is full, but the heart feels empty. When your phone is silent, your prayers seem unanswered, and the world keeps moving forward while you remain stuck. Wondering why God has placed you in this season of isolation? What if I told you your loneliness is not a punishment? It is not abandonment. It is preparation, and what you're feeling right now might be the clearest sign that God is getting ready to bless you in a way that will change your life forever. Stay with me until the end of this video, because what you're about to hear may completely shift how you see your loneliness. Before we begin, make sure you watch this video till the end. The last section contains a truth many people never discover about their loneliness until it is too late. It might just save you from walking away from God's plan too soon. Loneliness is one of the most misunderstood experiences in life. People think it means you're unwanted, unloved, forgotten, or simply unlucky in relationships. Loneliness is often the final classroom before God graduates you into your next chapter. It is where He breaks, shapes, humbles, and transforms you. It's where He removes what was blocking you, strengthens what was weak inside you, and prepares your heart for what He's about to bring into your life. But to understand why God allows loneliness, you must understand this. God never empties your life unless He is getting ready to fill it with something better. And the emptiness you're feeling right now, it might be the spiritual clearing of space for the blessing you've been praying for. Sometimes God separates you from certain people because He wants your heart back. Life can get loud. Friends, relationships, routines, social media, expectations, everything pulls at your spirit. And before you even notice it, you start giving pieces of your heart away to people who weren't meant to carry them. You rely on validation, attention, or approval more than you rely on God. He pulls you away. And suddenly you find yourself alone, frustrated, confused, and wondering why the people you cared about are no longer in your life. But here is the truth most people miss. Sometimes God isolates you not because people abandon you, but because He needs to realign your heart with Him before He blesses you with what is next. If you're feeling like everybody is distancing themselves from you, maybe it's not rejection. Maybe it's redirection. And maybe the loneliness you hate right now is the very thing saving you from choosing the wrong future. Loneliness forces you to look inward and upward. It makes you evaluate what you've been depending on. It reveals idols you didn't know you had. It exposes emotional attachments that were slowly draining your soul. And when God sees that something is taking the place that belongs only to Him, it removes Italiano. God would rather let you feel lonely for a season than let you destroy your destiny with the wrong company. Loneliness isn't always emotional, it can be spiritual training. You want God to trust you with more, but that requires strength, stability, and maturity. If God gave you everything you're praying for right now, would you be ready? This is why loneliness becomes preparation. You learn to say no to old habits, old temptations, and old versions of yourself. Placing you alone teaches you how to hear God clearly, because there's no noise competing with Him. But God won't give you a kingdom if you still think with the mind of a prisoner. And sometimes loneliness is the exact environment where God builds the strength you're going to need for the blessing you begged Him for. You asked God for a loving partner. Loneliness builds the emotional capacity to recognize real love instead of settling for false validation. You ask God for purpose. Loneliness forces you to remove distractions so you can actually grow into your purpose. You ask God for peace. Loneliness teaches you how to create peace inside instead of begging for it outside. God will not give you a blessing you're too weak to hold. Sometimes the loneliness you were experiencing isn't about you, it's about who God is removing. You may think you lost people, but heaven knows you were protected. Some people were draining you spiritually. Some people were manipulating you emotionally. Some people were using you for convenience, attention, or comfort. Some people were distracting you from your calling, and you didn't have the strength to walk away, so God walked them out for you. If someone suddenly left your life without closure, without explanation, and without warning, loneliness is not always the absence of people. Sometimes it is the absence of the wrong people. And God will often strip your circle before He elevates your life. Because when God blesses you, not everyone is meant to sit at the table. Some people only came for a season, not a lifetime. And when that season ends, God creates distance that forces you into solitude. God isolates you so He can insulate you. He cuts the connection so He can redirect the path. And the loneliness you're feeling right now might be the separation before the elevation. People value friends more after experiencing loneliness. People understand comfort more after walking through pain. This is why God sometimes allows loneliness before blessing. When He finally sends the right people, friends, opportunities, relationships, purpose, you won't take them for granted. You'll recognize the difference between what hurts you and what heals you. You'll appreciate loyalty because you remember betrayal. You'll value good company because you remember empty rooms. He allows loneliness so that when the right person enters your life, your soul knows immediately. This is different. This is God-sent. Blessings hit differently when they follow pain. Love feels deeper when you've survived heartbreak. Joy feels richer after walking through emptiness. And the person God is preparing for you will feel like a gift you waited your whole life to receive. Most people don't realize how much emotional pain they carry until they finally sit in silence. Loneliness reveals hidden wounds. It shows the heartbreak you ignored. It exposes the memories you buried. It forces you to face the trauma you've been pretending to be okay with. He pulls you away from noise, from people, from constant movement, and He makes you still. God is cutting away pain you didn't even know was poisoning your future. Think about it. If God sent you a new relationship while you were still bleeding from the last one, you would break something beautiful. If God gave you a new opportunity while you're still stuck in old hurt, you would sabotage it. If God blessed you while you're still unhealed, you wouldn't know how to hold it. Loneliness becomes the operating room where God opens your heart, cleans the wounds, removes the poison, and stitches your identity back together. And when the healing is complete, He sends the blessing. Every calling in Scripture begins with separation. God removes comfort so He can reveal calling. He removes familiarity so He can build character. He removes idols so He can restore identity. The size of your loneliness often matches the size of your calling. People with powerful destinies always go through painful seasons. People with divine purpose always experience divine pruning. People with rare calling experience rare loneliness. God sets you apart because He plans to set you above. When there's no one to text, no one to call, no one who understands your heart finally looks upward. You learn to seek God not out of habit, but out of necessity. Dependence is built in silence. Faith is strengthened in emptiness. Trust is shaped in loneliness. God lets you reach the point where no one can help you, so you finally realize He's the one who carries you. When God becomes your anchor in loneliness, no storm can shake you. When God becomes your comfort in emptiness, no person can break you. When God becomes your provider in isolation, no blessing can control you. Loneliness teaches you this truth. If you have God, you are never truly alone. You are no longer who you were. But you're not yet who God is making you become. You are in the hallway between two chapters. You outgrew old friendships. You outgrew old habits. You outgrew old ways of thinking. But you haven't yet reached the blessing God is bringing. This in-between season is uncomfortable. You feel disconnected, uncertain, and emotionally empty. But it's temporary. You are moving from one divine stage to another. And if your life has suddenly become quiet, empty, and isolated, it is one of the clearest signs your next chapter is about to begin. You are not stuck. You are transitioning. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. You are not abandoned. You are being positioned. The loneliness you're experiencing right now is not God ignoring you. It is God shaping you. It is God removing what was hurting you. It is God strengthening your heart. It is God preparing your future. And one day, you will look back at this lonely season and realize it was the bridge that led you to every blessing you ever prayed for. So if you feel lonely right now, don't quit. Don't doubt your worth. Don't think God has forgotten you. He is closer than you think, working deeper than you realize, and preparing more than you asked for. Your loneliness is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your transformation.